Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Introducing to you guys a new segment of our channel. This is the Football Fanatic show. Basically, we'll cover all football related content, be it your match reviews, match previews, player ratings, live reactions, all of that kind of stuff. Alongside me is the TG of the Kabab.
Hi guys.
And the SG of the Kabab.
Hello, feet.
Okay, it's that time of the year. We are previewing the World Cup. Firstly, guys, what's your general thoughts on the World Cup? What's the feeling? What's the feeling like?
Allow me to go first and say I feel like the World Cup doesn't have that much hype in it. People are not really excited to having the World Cup, and I think it's because of the seasonality and the time of the World Cup. Because usually it happens around June and July, but now it's happening around November. I also feel as though the environment could be different this time around.
TG, do you feel as though the World Cup being in Qatar is the reason why there's not so much hype around it? Is that could that be a factor?
Yeah, that could be a factor. It was like I also read something during the week where there might have been corruption in Qatar receiving the World Cup, receiving the host World Cup. So I think it's a factor also.
Oh yes, and knowing the state, the Qatarian state, right? There's so much controversy around them in terms of human rights, because there's talk that in Qatar the LGBTQ community is not allowed, right? It's prohibited. There's also women are not recognized. So the human rights issue is a factor as well in terms of the World Cup. So I saw this lady, this artist from Britain. I think her name is Dua Lipa. She says she's not gonna go perform there.
Sure.
She's supposed to perform, so she's not gonna go perform because of this ongoing human rights issue with Qatar. But with that being said, we move from Qatar. I mean, the World Cup is here, gents. Although there's not much excitement around it, but it's here.
Are you excited?
To be honest, I'm not quite excited because obviously you understand I'm an Arsenal fan. We've been winning, and then there's this break. This break affects us. We don't know how the players are going to come back. Yes, exactly. So the World Cup is here, gents. But before we cover the World Cup, I know the teaching might be burning. we will cover an ongoing issue in the footballing world. Cristiano Ronaldo, what do you say? Talk to me.
Man, first of all, I think that we should speak about last season before like we can say much. Yeah, I have some facts.
Okay.
Yeah, regarding last season.
Go on.
Most Premier League Man of the Match, Player of the Month awards. Most Manchester United Player of the Month awards. Manchester United Player of the Year.
Okay.
And we should remember they said he is finished. Okay. Manchester United's top goal scorer.
So
Can I come into that? Don't you think that's a factor that's making him speak now? Why couldn't he speak last year? When the club bought him, in fact, why couldn't he speak last year? Because obviously you enter into a club, you recognize that the environment has been the same, you recognize that Manchester United has been falling down. Why couldn't he speak last year?
He did, like last season.
And
like he did.
I mean the timing of the interview as well.
I think the timing is perfect, man.
Well, in the sense that he knows that he won't come back to the club. in the sense that after the World Cup is the January window. So he probably has something planned, which is why he did the interview, because he probably knows that he will go back to United. But for me, looking at it from a professional's perspective, I don't think it was. Yeah.
But like if you listen to the interview, like there's no much controversy in it.
But there's a lot of disrespect.
Yeah. How? Tell me one thing.
About Eric Ten Hag, for example.
Okay.
Let me tell you. Don't interject first.
Okay.
Let me tell you. About Eric Ten Hag, the fact that he says Eric Ten Hag disrespects him. But
okay, did you watch? Okay.
But listen.
Okay, did you watch the interview?
Yes, I did. I watched most of the clips.
Not most of the clips, like the full interview.
No, but wait for it.
There's a lot going on here. Hi.
Wait for it to finish his point.
About Eric Ten Hag, him saying Eric Ten Hag has disrespected him, and he says when he goes to the press, feels like Eric Ten Hag respects him, but indoors he disrespects him. Cool, ne? But listen to this, ne? Ronaldo leaves the game against Tottenham at Spurs. The coach requested him to go on. He said he won't go on for 3 minutes, as he's a big player, right? And then he left, right? And then he agrees and he says that was wrong. Allow me to speak. He agrees and he says that was wrong. But he gets suspended for 3 days. He doesn't play against the game of Chelsea. And then the following game against Aston Villa, when we lose 3-1, he's in the game. In fact, he's the captain of the team. So how does he say Eric Ten Hag disrespects him?
Okay, please don't forget that the match before against City, he said he couldn't put in Ronaldo because of respect. But now, I guess Spurs, where's the respect he was talking about?
But he makes him captain again against Aston Villa.
I think
because he had no choice to.
I think
but to make him a captain.
We want to.
You know, he's.
I think the Ronaldo issue. It can go two ways, right? There's your side, and I understand some of the things he said.
Yeah,
and I understand he's speaking from a Manchester United perspective, you know, and to say Cristiano Ronaldo as a big player, as one of the greatest players that have ever graced the game of football, right? The way he has conducted himself, the way he goes about his business, is not how you should, right? Because one, there are players in the dressing room of Manchester United that are looking up to him.
Yeah, so
and if this is how he behaves, what is he saying? Right? And this is the parting shot, right? Because I don't want us to speak on Ronaldo too much. Alejandro Garnacho scores on Sunday, match winner. Cristiano Ronaldo is his role model, it's his idol, right? He scores. Ronaldo releases the interview. Whereas the world of football should have been focusing more on Garnacho scoring for Manchester United, making a name for himself. Ronaldo posts an interview and changes the whole thing, the whole narrative, and it's now about himself. And I think this has been the issue with Ronaldo, to say you make everything about yourself, and you don't put the football club first.
Okay.
Everything is about yourself, you know. So you know what it does to him? It proves everyone who had been saying that Ronaldo is arrogant, he's self-absorbed. He proves them right, because it shows that this is why. Yeah, but now are we then saying it's something that should be done? Are we then condoning such behavior because it's coming from Cristiano Ronaldo?
And I believe that he reached like his boiling point, so like he's human afterward.
My last point. For so much being a role model, he is a role model to many people. Many football players, he's a role model. Yeah. But for him being a role model, and he's a big player, I don't disagree with that. He's one of the best footballers ever made, right? Yeah. But for him disagreeing to go on, okay, you could disagree, it's fine. But leaving the pitch after that, so much for being a role model to others. What are you saying to others? What are you doing? No, but what are you doing? What are you showing to those who are looking up to you?
It's human.
I'm gonna have to cut this this conversation. We will speak more on this topic on what's trending. We will go into depth as to discussing this Ronaldo issue. But for now, guys, do tell us in the comment section what you guys think.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, we move on now to the World Cup. The World Cup kicks off on Sunday. The first game is Iran. It's Ecuador and Qatar, right? But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But before we get to that, I just wanted to find out from you, gentlemen, the group of death. We saw the groups. I mean, there's one group that has Portugal, there's Ghana, there's Uruguay, and Iran. There's one where there's Spain, there's Germany. There's Spain, there's Germany, there's Costa Rica, and what's the other one? Spain, Germany, Costa Rica, and Japan, right? That also has the potential to be the group of death. I don't know, guys. What are you guys saying? Talk to me.
Personally, I think the one of Portugal, Uruguay, and Ghana is the group of death.
Okay.
Because Uruguay, I think that they have a good squad to actually compete of the best.
Okay.
I also think I agree with my TG. I also think Group H is the one. Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay is the one in the group of death, because if you look at Portugal, they have the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, they have Bernardo Silva, Cancelo, all these different kinds of superstars. Ghana have Thomas Partey, they have the Ali brothers, they have Lamptey at the back, and Amati, who plays for Leicester.
Solid.
Yeah, it's solid. It's actually solid. Uruguay have the likes of Darwin Núñez, Valverde, Cavani,
Suarez.
Yeah. So
it has the potential.
It has the potential to be in the group of death.
Yeah, I mean, I would be more inclined to agree with you guys, but I was looking at Group G, Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon. I'm looking at Brazil. I will get to Brazil, but I'm looking at them as the favorites. Okay. But I'm looking at the Serbian squad, right? There's so much quality there, and especially the front line, right? You have your Dusan Vlahovic, you have Milivojevic, Luka Jovic, Mitrovic, who's the all-time top scorer for the country. Okay. We have Milinkovic Savic in the midfield. Is Dusan Tadic there? Dusan Tadic is there as well, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Dusan Tadic. So I'm looking at them and I'm thinking they have the capability to compete, right? And I'm looking at the Switzerland squad as well. I'm looking at the midfield. They have the likes of Granit Xhaka there. He's been having a fantastic season.
Forward Shaqiri.
Yeah, they have Shaqiri. They have Mbolo.
Zakaria.
So I'm looking at this group and I look at Cameroon as well. Cameroon, they have Brian Onana, goalkeeper. They have Brian Mbeumo, the Brighton guy, Brentford guy, who's a Premier League proven player. I'm looking at them and I'm thinking Abubakar, is it Choupo-Moting as well? Choupo-Moting. So I'm looking at this group and I'm saying, there's so much competition there. There's so much competition, but yeah, that's my pick for the group of death. Yeah. So you guys went for Group H, right?
Yeah, I went for Group H.
I went for Group G. But guys, do let us know what you guys think will be your group of death. I went for Group G. You went for Group H and Group H. Moving right along. I'm looking at the tournament. Brazil has been touted to be the favorites of the tournament. France as well will be in and amongst it. We'll be looking at Argentina. could be looking at your Germany,
England.
England.
Could be favorites.
So guys, I'm looking at those countries, but internally in my mind, I'm thinking, who are the dark horses of the tournament? Which team, which nation are we not looking at, and they could potentially give us and go further in terms of the knockout stages.
I think personally they are my favorites, and listening to many interviews or podcasts on the preview of the World Cup, they're not even being mentioned, and I feel the need to mention them. I feel like there are the dark horses. This is Argentina. I feel like they'll put in the fight.
Okay.
They have the likes of Messi, Paulo Dybala, Lautaro Martinez. They have Sandro Martinez. They have Di Maria, if I haven't mentioned.
The butcher.
Yeah. So I feel like they are the dark horses of the tournament. They could be the favorites. I think they are listed in the list of favorites, but many people are not even mentioning them. As favorites. So I think they're the dark horses, and people should look out for that team because they have the fight in them, and they have 36 wins in a row without even losing.
Wow.
They haven't even lost.
Good things come to an end.
They haven't even lost in a while. So I think you guys should look at the team.
TG is mentioning Argentina. I know as a Ronaldo fan, it might just be it might just be a little better to hear.
Yeah, because like even Portugal as well is not mentioned among the favorites. So and like Portugal, man, they have a really solid squad.
Right.
But no coach.
Yeah, that's the issue. but like in terms of quality, they have quality. Like starting from the goalkeeping department to the forward line. Because like they have Costa.
Right.
It's been like super keeper this season.
The Wolves keeper as well.
Yeah.
Right. What's his name? Jose Sa.
Jose Sa.
Yeah. Even Rui Patricio.
Rui Patricio as well is a solid keeper.
But what's your
are those your dark horses?
Dark horses.
Wow, that's a shout.
Because like they have the potential, even though if you know maybe like they might not be the favorites, but like we all remember what happened in the Euro 2016.
Wow, that's a shout.
Everyone counted them off.
That's a shout. That's a shout. Argentina, Portugal. I'm gonna go. Wow. I'm gonna go Spain. I'm gonna go Spain. I'm gonna go Spain. I think, although they don't have the firepower that's required up front, but looking at the squad from the goalie up until the midfield, they have a solid squad to compete. And it's not to say the front players are bad, but the front players they have the potential, right? Looking at the Spanish team, they have the potential to be the best team. In terms of potential. But whether they'll fulfill the potential, it's unknown. So I'm gonna go with the Spanish guys. I'm looking at the midfield and I'm thinking this is probably the best midfield prospective, in terms of the long-term future. They probably have the best midfield. So I'm gonna go with Spain as my dark horses.
Maybe let me pose a question and say, if you say dark horses, where do you think they're gonna finish?
Well, I think they might go as far as the semi-finals. I think so. And then, what do you think Portugal can do?
To be honest, I believe that they can win the World Cup.
They can win the World Cup. Wow, bro. And then, what do you think of the team?
I think they could go, because they are my favorites after all.
Okay.
They are my personal favorite.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be going to the World Cup watching Argentina.
Wow.
So if they don't win, then they'll end up in the final.
Guys, as you heard, His dark horse, his pick was Portugal. His pick was Argentina. My pick was Spain to the dark horses. Guys, we're moving right along now. Now we'll talk favorites, guys. We're talking favorites. Who are the bookies' favorites to win the World Cup? I want to hear your views. Let's go with you, teacher.
It's easy, man. How many do we have? It's easy.
Alright.
Brazil.
Brazil.
Like, I can't see any weakness from that squad.
Right.
Like,
Can I give you a weakness though?
Okay, we can listen.
I'm looking at the fullback position and I'm thinking they come against.
Oh,
Even in England, if Gareth Southgate gets it right, the England wingers they have a potential to cause the Brazilian the Brazilian defense problems. So I'm thinking, but I don't disagree with what you're saying as favorites. I don't know. SG, what are you saying?
I have to also agree. I think they are truly the favorites of the World Cup. That's Brazil. Looking from at the back from the goalkeeper, I mean, they're probably the two best goalkeepers in the Premier League. That's facts. Going to defense, they have Thiago Silva. Class. They still have Daniel Alves, they're my right back. Going to the midfield, they have Fabinho, and they have your Casemiro. Going to the front, they have talent.
I think it's very difficult for us to disagree with Brazil as the World Cup favorites, guys. I think, personally, I think they'll be favorites because of the squad depth, right? They may not have the best starting 11 in terms of the starters, but in terms of squad depth, I'm looking at tournament football and I'm thinking people who win tournament football need a squad. You don't need an 11, but you need a squad, right? And I'm looking at Brazil and I'm thinking they have Neymar to start. He'll probably start as the false number 9.
Yeah.
And then they have Jesus to probably replace him. They have Richarlison. They're looking at the right wing. Rafinha will probably start, but they have an Anthony. They have Rodrigo to come in. Left wing, there's Vinicius there to start. There's Martinelli to come in off the bench. So I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, where's, they have the squad depth. They have the depth. We go into midfield, you mentioned Casemiro, you mentioned Fabinho. You look at Lucas Paqueta. I'm looking at that team and I'm thinking, wow, this is a squad. And I think the squad will particularly be important because of the weather conditions. Now, this is something that I think we need to look at. Qatar is the temperatures are very high in Qatar, right? And this is why the World Cup, one of the reasons why it had to be in December, because in June the weather conditions are just crazy. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking the team with the best squad will win the World Cup.
James, what about France?
Yes.
Look at the squad.
Yeah.
Look at the squad, James. France. They have your Kylian Mbappe, they have your Benzema, the best in the world at the moment.
Best player in the world.
The best player in the world.
I'm sure
They have
you
you have your Saliba at the back, you have your Kunde, you have your Kimpembe, you have your Varane.
Kimpembe is out.
Oh, it's out. Oh, I missed it. But you have your Chouameni in the midfield, you have your Camavinga.
But like, are they ready now?
Yeah, that's what I actually wanted to say. I'm looking at the midfield as a weakness. Not as a weakness in terms of talent and in terms of ability, but I'm looking at it in terms of experience.
Can I come in and say, would we say, are they ready for Real Madrid? Because Real Madrid is big, and when you go there, you have a big personality already. So they could have a big personality going into the World Cup because they're playing for a big team already.
I agree with what you're saying. For you to play for a club like Real Madrid, right? Exactly. You need a big heart. You need temperament, right? But I'm looking at them and I'm thinking Pogba, Kante, and I'm looking at it. I'm saying Chouameni, Camavinga. I know Camavinga can step up. I saw him play against Manchester City. He came on second
against Chelsea as well.
Against Chelsea. So I know he can step up. but can he do it now on the world stage? Can he do it against the best, you know? But in terms of talent, I hold my hands up and I say, the boys have it, you know? Chumeni, Kamavinga, you know, they have the potential. But I'm looking at experience, because you mentioned Real Madrid, right? Real Madrid, they play with Toni Kroos, they play with Luka Modric, you know? So I'm looking at the French squad, who's going to be the leader in the midfield? Who's the guy that they look up to, you know? And so I think because of that, it might just be the downfall of France. But I don't know, what do you think?
I think also it might be their downfall.
Yeah,
Like this is the biggest stage.
Yeah, it's the biggest day. Yeah.
It's the biggest day, but I think they might pitch something. I have a feeling they might pitch something. Probably when you have your Griezmanns who won the World Cup before.
They've done
They've done it. They'll boost their chances.
But you know, I'm looking at what you're saying, right? And I'm looking at you mentioned France. There's something interesting that to me. We actually spoke about off camera. We said the World Cup curse. The World Cup curse.
They're gonna make the World Cup curse.
Are they gonna break the curse? You know? And I'm looking at it. I'm thinking, wow. What do you think? Your thoughts on the World Cup curse?
To be honest, I think they're gonna break the curse.
Maybe state the curse.
Okay, guys, for those of us who don't know the World Cup curse,
From 1998.
from 1998, is it Brazil who won it?
No,
It's France. France won it.
France.
2002, they were knocked out in the group stages. And then who won it in 2002? Brazil. And then 2006, they were out in the group stages. 2006, Italy won it. 2010, same, they were out in the group stages. Spain won it. And then against Netherlands. And then Robert van
Persie, man.
The Flying Dutchman.
Was too much.
The Flying
Too
Dutchman.
much, bro.
Remember that, yeah. The Flying Dutchman knocked them out. Germany won it that year. 2018, we saw what happened to Germany.
Number last.
Yeah, they were last in the group. They were knocked out by
Japan.
Yes. Japan. And so 2018, France won it. And we're asking the same question and we're saying, will France break the World Cup curse? I don't know, gents. What are you saying?
I think they will, because I've already mentioned them as maybe being favorites.
Yeah.
I think they will break the curse. I think they will.
But like I see them going as far as the quarters.
Quarterfinals.
Yeah.
I hear you guys. Man.
What do you think?
You know, I think they'll, you know, and this is a huge. I know I'll get a lot of stick for this, but I'm saying France will be out in the group stages.
Are you serious right now, bro? Are you serious right now, bro?
Hey,
I'll get it. I'll get stick. I'll get a lot of stick. And if I do get it wrong, guys, please, man, cut me some slack. But this is just my thinking. I'm like, the World Cup curse is real, bro. You know, it's a curse. That's a curse. So
I was like, even 2018, my favorite was Jimmy.
I'm saying France will be out in the group stages. That's my view, guys. Do tell us what you guys think of the World Cup curse. You know, do you think France will break the curse, or do you think the status quo will prevail? Moving right along. But before I move on, I wanted to mention England, guys.
oh yeah, we should speak about England. We should speak about England.
I mean, these guys have they have the potential to be the best team in the world.
Actually,
and I'm looking at them and I'm like, is it the coach or is it the inexperience? I don't know, guys. Talk to me about
That's the
England.
coach. That's the coach. Like even like the squad selection. For me, I'm questioning him. Because like, how can you choose a player because of what he has done for you in the past, not based on
Current form.
Like I question him.
But then you would have to I'm just playing devil's advocate now. You'd have to account for the saying class is permanent.
yeah.
So you know, some people will say, and I'm with you on that one. Some people will say, but class is permanent. form is just temporal. So I don't know, SG, what are you saying?
I think it's the coach, gents. I personally think it's the coach who's the problem. If he'd decide this time around, I don't know how, but if he'd decide not to be defensive minded, I mean, this guy continues to play with 2 CMs and a back 3.
Back 5.
Back 5, okay, back 5.
Back
Let's say,
5.
yeah. I mean, no. I mean, they have the potential going forward.
Oh, my
they have
God.
the likes of Bukayo Saka. They have the likes of who's this?
Kane.
Sterling, Kane. They have Rashford. They have Foden.
Medicine
Mount. So
Even Trent.
so
yeah.
I mean, if you just decide to say, guys, let's go and win the World Cup, I think they might just have the potential.
Just on that one, right? You mentioned the talent going forward, and you mentioned also how defensive minded the coach is, right? I'm looking at him and I'm thinking Harry Maguire, and I'm saying to myself, but coach, take us serious, man. And I think because now this guy has proven to be literally one of the worst defenders we've seen in the last 10 years.
I mean, even the coach is not playing in
Exactly.
Exactly.
He's not playing club football.
He's not playing club football.
And I'm looking at him, man. Again, you mentioned something very critical. You mentioned something very important. You mentioned that they are taking talent going forward. And you mentioned how he plays a back 5, right? So I'm thinking to myself, if he has so much attacking talent going forward, and yet he plays a very defensive-minded style, what is he saying? What message is he conveying to the players? To say, I don't have the confidence in what you guys can do going forward. I don't know what you guys think, because wow, this guy has Jack Grealish. We didn't even mention Jack Grealish. I'm like, bro, this guy, he literally plays. We can go through the team. It's probably gonna be Pickford. Yeah, I'm probably looking at Kyle Walker.
In fact, it should be. Let's say it's going to be Pickford, but it should be Ramsdale.
Exactly. And that's for So it's going to be Pickford. It's probably going to be Walker. It's probably going to be Maguire's going to start and Stones.
But don't you think he's going to put Maguire left center back?
Yeah. But I'm just saying that it's a 3.
Yeah, it's a 3. Yeah, it's Walker, John Stones, and
Maguire, and then Shaw's probably going to start left wing back. And then I'm looking at
Trippier.
left wing back, yes. So I'm looking at Trippier to start at left wing back or Shaw. But I'm saying it's Shaw. Shaw will start. Trippier will probably start right wing back. I don't think he trusts Trent. I don't think so. And given Trippier's form, and he loves it. It's his
giving defensively Arnold.
Even though there's cover, but and then in the midfield, I'm looking at Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
I don't think he's fit enough to start. Maybe as the tournament progresses, but and then front 3, I'm looking at you, Kane and Sterling, I'm for sure.
Yeah.
And then
Even Mason Mount.
I don't think Mount. Because I'm looking
I
at
think Sterling is going to start with Kane.
Kane and Sterling
But
start.
like Mason Mount always starts, so
Yeah, but I'm looking at him and I don't know. I'm thinking Kane, Sterling, and then it's gonna be Saka or Foden.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
I'm
Saka.
not going to go for Saka.
Saka.
Yeah, it's Saka.
Okay. I'm an Arsenal fan. It's gonna be biased anyway. So I'm looking at him and I'm saying he's playing literally 7 defenders and 3 attackers. So I'm looking at him and I'm saying, what message is he conveying to the guys? What message? He doesn't trust them enough that they can outscore the opponent, such that they have to defend and probably score 1 goal.
Sometimes attack is the best form of defense.
Thank you. So I think we've covered England. We're moving right along now. And
But what about that saying that says defense wins you trophies?
Because well, I think you might just pull the page out of Southgate's. Because I'm sure that's how he thinks as well. I agree. Defense. I think it's Alex who actually says that. He says attack will win you games and defense will win you trophies. So we're moving right along, guys. We were just talking about Harry Kane just now. He's the Golden Boot winner of the World Cup 2018. So now, guys, I'm looking for who are you guys looking at to be the top scorer in the World Cup?
It's easy.
Right?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Wow.
I believe that he has a point to prove.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So like he's motivated.
Guys, just as a disclaimer, we're gonna have to be dealing with this guy. He's Ronaldo.
Okay.
What are you saying? This
that guy kills me, but okay, it's fine.
What are you saying?
I'm looking at the front two of France. Either Benzema or Kylian Mbappe.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Karim Benzema is the best player in the world right now. Yeah. Kylian Mbappe is also up.
He's a proven goal scorer as well. Both of them.
Exactly. I can't disagree. You know, with both of you. I mean, Ronaldo has done it. We've seen how he's a great goal scorer. Benzema and Mbappe. You know, I'm afraid you have to choose one.
Killing me.
You have to choose one.
Killing me.
You have to choose one.
Killing me. I'll have to then go with Kylian Mbappe.
Kylian Mbappe. Wow.
Yeah, I'll have to go with Kylian Mbappe.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with Neymar.
You think?
I'm gonna go with Neymar. I think Neymar, given his form this season, and given this is what I think, right? And guys, this is what I think. I've been looking at the past few games for Brazil, and they play him as this false number 9. They play him just as this false number 9, and Vinicius off the left and Rafinha off the right. So I'm thinking Neymar has goals in him. There's goals, and I'm thinking he wants to win the World Cup. I think we all know that how much it means to the Brazilians to win the World Cup, and I'm saying Neymar. I'm gonna go Neymar.
Wow. Different choices, right?
Yeah. Choices. That's the difference. You went Ronaldo. You went Mbappe, right? Yeah. So yes, guys. As you can see, we disagree. Please let us know in the comment section who you agree with, whether you agree with me, him, or him. We're moving right along now. We're closer to the conclusion of the show.
Sure.
Young player of the tournament. Who are we looking at, guys? Who are the young guys? Who's gonna be the guy who's gonna light up the tournament and make a name for himself?
Allow me to start and say that German boy.
Right, German Musiala.
Yeah, Musiala.
Right,
That's
that's a superstar.
Look at his stats in Bundesliga.
Impressive.
He's a superstar.
Impressive. I think 42 or 22. Yeah, 22.
22 goals and
Goals
assists.
and assists.
Wow.
I mean,
He's a
this
superstar.
guy is a superstar. The boy is a superstar. But not forgetting Juppe. But my choice is Musiala. I think Germany will go until the quarterfinals or semi-finals.
Right.
Hence, the boy will make a name for himself.
Okay, and I think it's gonna be Jude Bellingham.
Wow.
Only
That's a
because of the top clubs are looking to sign him.
Right.
So he's gonna want to raise his value in the transfer market. So I think likely he has a point to prove.
Right. Wow. It's very difficult to disagree with what you guys are saying because you mentioned 2 superstars. You mentioned 2. I don't know how Jude Bellingham. If I'm being honest, I'm a Barca fan, right? But I don't think Gavi should have won the what's his thing? The best young player. I was looking at Jude Bellingham and I was saying,
Could have won it.
he should have.
I think he might win this year.
Yeah. So my pick, right? My pick, and this is a player I've been looking at for the past few months, and he's having a great season Xavi Simons. I'm gonna go Xavi Simons. I don't know.
Wildcard, you?
I think that's a wild card. I think he came up through the Barca ranks, La Masia, and then he moved to PSG. I think he's on loan now.
Yeah, PSV.
PSV, né?
And they have a buyback clause.
Yeah, the buyback clause. So I'm looking at his stats in the Eredivisie. He's doing well, and I'm looking at him and I'm saying he's the one to look out for. I think he's gonna make a name for himself, and I think because also we've known him from a very young age. Like the boy was literally 13, 14, and everyone was raging about this Xavi Simons boy. So yeah, guys, I'm saying Xavi Simons. You went Jude Bellingham, and you went
Musiala.
Jamal Musiala. Guys, yeah, now we
Maybe top goal scorer
No, player of the tournament.
or player of the tournament.
okay, we can go with either. Okay. Well, who you say top scorer? Let's try. No, but did you not do the top scorer?
No, we
Okay.
did.
Oh, we did.
It's the player of the tournament.
Yeah, player of the tournament. Wow.
I think it's gonna be Neymar.
Neymar.
Yeah. Because like Brazil are gonna eventually win the World Cup.
Wow. That's a bold
And,
statement.
Yeah, it's bold.
yeah, even like Neymar, like is the main man. Everything is around him, revolves around him. So I think it's gonna Pele can score assist.
My pick could be Lionel Messi.
Whoa, bro. Yeah.
Lionel Messi, because as I said, they might go into the final.
Yeah.
And if they truly go up to the final, he could be the player of the tournament, trust me.
What could you do him? It's gonna be the player of the tournament.
Yeah, if he goes up to the final, he will be the player of the tournament, trust me.
Yeah, my pick will be Neymar. If Brazil will get to the finals, I think for me that's for sure. I think Brazil will make it to the finals, and I'm looking at Neymar and I'm saying this guy, he's gonna carry the team. He's gonna carry the Brazil. I mean, they don't need to be carried. They're Vinicius, they're Rafinha, they're all these guys. But I'm looking at him and I'm saying he wants to prove a point, So I'm saying Neymar will be the player of the tournament. Yeah, guys, do let us know if you do agree with us. If you disagree with us, give us your views. Guys, I think the last thing that we are doing for the preview is to just for 2-3 minutes look at the first game of the World Cup. I think give our score predictions, give our thoughts, right? First game of the World Cup, it's Qatar against Ecuador. Not the most exciting of games, but well, what can we do? Who's the player? Who's the player we should look out for?
For
just in the game. It doesn't have to be in any team, but just who are we looking out for?
Gonzalo Plaza. I think
It's a Plaza or Plato.
somebody.
Gonzalo Plato, right?
Yeah, I don't really know the name.
Yeah.
pronunciation.
Yeah.
He's just make sure.
Yeah, Gonzalo Plata. Yeah.
Gonzalo Plata, yeah. So you're looking at him and
Yeah.
I mean he's a skillful winger. I think he was the replacement actually for Rafinha. When Rafinha left Sporting and went to Rennes before he went to Leeds.
Okay.
Sporting bought Gonzalo Plata to replace Rafinha. Very similar player. He's got a good left foot.
Pacey.
He's pacey. He has an eye for goal. He has an eye for a pass as well. I'm looking at him and I'm thinking he might do something. But before you come in, I'm looking at Moises Caicedo. Moises Caicedo as the guy to watch. Brighton midfielder, very energetic.
In the midfield,
Technical gifted, hard worker. I'm looking at him and I'm saying he might just do something.
When that guy played against Man United first game, that guy destroyed Man United. Man.
Yeah, for sure.
That guy destroyed Man United.
For sure.
I have a story.
You would know, right? Yeah.
So yeah, I'd definitely say Cancelo. Cancelo.
Moses Caicedo, right? Yeah, and for Qatar, there's a player I was looking at. I forgot his name. His surname is Afif. He's a winger. Very direct, very good. And so I'm looking at him for Qatar. If Qatar are to do something in the game, I'm looking at him and I'm saying, he's the guy.
Okay.
Moving right along, score predictions, gents, for the first game.
I'm saying 1-1.
1-1, wow.
Because of stats. Qatar have been the one winning, man.
It's Ecuador.
It's Ecuador.
Yeah, it's Ecuador.
Oh yeah, it's Ecuador. No, it's Qatar. Current stats for last 5 games. Qatar have 5 wins in a row.
Yeah.
And Ecuador have draw, win, and draw. So, but I'm saying it's a draw.
Saying it's a draw. What are you saying, SG?
No,
1-1 draw.
What are you saying, TJ?
In I really seen Qatar play.
For sure.
So maybe I might be a bit biased, maybe. But like I feel like it's gonna be 2-1 Ecuador.
2-1.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Now, you guys mentioned you mentioned crucial points, right? Qatar, they're in good form. They're a hosting nation. Ecuador, they have talent. They should win the game. You know,
On paper,
on paper, they should win the game. But I'm looking at Qatar and I'm thinking they're the host nation. They'll be fired up. You know, so I'm probably gonna go for a spot or I'll go to. I'll go to.
I'm going 1-1.
Guys, please put your predictions as well in the comment section below. Tell us how you think the game will go. But before we go, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe.
Definitely.
Yeah. Do all those things. Yeah. Do all those things. Nice things. Yeah. And hope you enjoyed. If you got this far, guys, comment. What should they say, bro?
Just comment. Do all those good
I
stuff.
think what you guys should say, just say, it's a cult this thing. It's a cult this thing.
You know what?
It's a cult this thing, okay.
The bloodline, thank you.
Yeah, guys, we out.